Child, imagine being married and divorced to somebody in the 1990s and you are still talking about it in the year 2025. My God. Now, this is one thing I do love about Rock Nation and the fact that they do media train their athletes and stuff because now, if you have not caught the episode of All the Smoke with Matt Barnes, and they had none other than, the legendary David Justice on their show, with this man having a wedding ring on his finger. Sir, why? Because I get it. They asked you about pastor, it just did not need to go this way. Tell us that Halle is still on your mind. Tell us that she is. But you need to go tell Halle what you told all of the world. Because here's the thing. Now he goes into, talking about how the whole situation with Halle being cleared of some of her hearing, and we have all heard that story. And people have had speculations that I think it's just the young babies who have, baby just didn't deduce that it wasn't David Justice. But here's the thing. We all remember back then, it was always said that it was an ex-boyfriend. So if it was an ex-boyfriend, we know if Johnny had 5 apples, clearly it couldn't have been your ass because you was her husband. Now he was upset that the fact that he was like, yeah, people said it was an ex-boyfriend or whatever. He was like, no, I never touched him and I'm not going to, say who it is. Hell, you're telling all the rest of the business. You might as well go ahead and tell that shit too. Even though we already know. But the thing about it is, bro, the fact that you went into this, well, she never said it wasn't me. Because if Johnny had 5 apples and little Connor came over here and ate one, we knew it wasn't you. But it's like you are still holding on to this for what? You left that lady. You messed up and you walked out, didn't talk to her no more, because this is all stuff that he said during this interview and whatnot. And the thing that really, got me is the fact that he gave himself so much fucking grace because he was young. He was like, I was a young cat and all the other stuff because I think they were like in their early 20s. I want to say about 23 or whatever. No business being married to nobody. But anyways, and he was just like, I just didn't like the fact that, she never told people that it wasn't me. But again, like we said, if Johnny had 5 apples, y'all knew back then Halle was not talking about her personal business. Matter of fact, we really didn't even know about Halle's. We knew about people she was dating here and there, but we didn't know like ins and outs until she had that baby with that little man, and then the child support issue came about. That's when we started learning all about Halle Berry's business. But before then, it was all pure speculation. And he could not understand that, she was as private as it was, but he does go on to say that, damn, that lady really loved me and all the things, and I should have left on better terms or whatever, because he was like, imagine really loving somebody and they walking out and not giving you a chance to even fix it. And he was like, if I would have known therapy was a thing and whatever. But then he also goes into talking about how she was always gone, because she was filmed. This was Halle, like peak Halle, like all the time we saw her on the movie screen. And he was like, she didn't cook, she didn't clean or whatever. And he was like, and I just couldn't see her being the mother of my kids. You couldn't see this shit before you put a ring on her finger and walked down the aisle. And now you sitting here talking about it. And it's like, there was nothing good of this. You gave yourself so much fucking grace for you being young, but you didn't give yourself grace, didn't give her grace for being young and being at the height of her motherfucking career. She was fucking Halle Berry. She is at the top of everybody's list of world's most beautiful woman. Like, ever. Ever. Okay? Hands down. Every show when we talked about who was the most beautiful woman, it was Halle Berry. It's still Halle Berry. I don't give a damn what y'all say. Whatever. The fact that this man sat here with this damn wedding ring on and was talking about this, like, sir, I hope the couch was cold. I hope it was cold. Because the fact that you sat here and talked about that lady like that, when you should have been having that conversation with Halle. You should not have been having that with us. And Lord Matt was over there like, yeah. That's tough. Like, sir, why did y'all ask this man these questions to lead to this bullshit and then sit here and have this dry ass? Yeah, that's tough because, yeah, I'm gonna need for y'all to start getting some therapy. It's okay. You can have therapy in Jesus. I have a T-shirt for that for anybody. But baby, Lord help. It is 2025. Y'all were married and divorced in the 90s, the early 90s.
Like and subscribe to Mom's channel.